Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome today to an early review for Marvel Strike Force on iOS after a week of playing. So I wanted to kind of, communicate and show you guys around the game and all the stuff that, I've been doing and the stuff that I find quite exciting in this game and talk about, why I'm really enjoying Marvel Strike Force because, it's no surprise for the majority of the channel because I've uploaded quite a lot of videos on this game in the last week that I'm really enjoying this game. And I think it has the potential to be very competitive with a very fully fledged out game like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I think playing this game in its beta, because it's only been out for a week in beta, in comparison to playing DC Legends like 2 years into its beta, this game is just substantially so much further ahead. So I think this game is just going to absolutely bury DC Legends, but I think Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, very similar game. I'd kind of compare this game when it's released. I'd expect it to be very similar to kind of like a mid-state version of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but with kind of a Marvel reskin and a Marvel theme, and some like mechanics that are very kind of alternate and different when it comes to the combat and the way kind of champions interact with each other. But then again, I don't claim to know an extensive amount about the current state of Star Wars of Galaxy Heroes. I just played it about a year ago, and I can say that this game, feels in a very similar state to that in its first beta, maybe a little bit reduced, but hey, just to give you a tour around of the game so far. So you've campaigns, which are essentially the story missions. You've got a Heroes one, a Villains one, and then when you've got to Chapter 3 in the Heroes and Villains, you unlock the Nexus one. So the Marvel character that is currently I believe going to be the final boss on launch is Ultimus, who is the final boss of the Nexus campaign. I don't think anybody's got past Chapter 5 in the Nexus campaign at the moment, and we're currently progressing through Chapter 3 at the moment, but I'm doing it a little bit slower because I'm trying to do some of the progression on video, and then where, past that, there's some kind of endgame stuff teased about kind of Mystic Forces Rising for player level 55, and also Cosmic Conflicts, which I don't know if Cosmic Conflicts is going to be kind of like a tie into some of the Infinity War stuff, because, Marvel, with all their movies next year and the brand and the franchise, just have this incredible ability to tie into the cinematic universe and make some really interesting gameplay content based off that. So that's pretty damn cool. They also have Arena in this game at the moment, which has been getting pretty hot and heavy and competitive for a lot of the people that are playing this early. So it's just alternating between kind of for and basic arena, but arena essentially your team, you can basically run one character in arena, team of 5 every 6 hours, and that's how it works. So it's not very intensive farming, but you can spend arena energy to recharge the champions and go faster. But I actually really enjoy arena in this game, because once you get to the 3 times multiplier, then all of the matches are quite difficult and challenging and require a bit of thought put into it in order to win. So I'm enjoying Arena the most, because that's where there's the most kind of sustainable strategy, which feels really odd to say coming from Marvel Contest of Champions, where Arena, it just turns into a massive grind, a massive face roll fiesta. But I think Arena in this game as well is very, like in every free-to-play game, it's very susceptible to being conquered by the whales, the people who have the most cash. But hopefully, they can introduce some sort of effective bracketing system. But again, it's only 1 weekend, so it's very hard to scope out, the direction in which they're going to take Arena in terms of this game. And then we also have Alliance raids, which are pretty damn cool. They're my favorite thing to do, because we've been trying to make as much progress as possible in these in terms of an Alliance overall. So essentially, the way they work is very similar to Alliance Quest in Marvel Contest of Champions. So you have the level 30 ones and you have the level 40 ones, so we're not getting too far in the level 40 ones at the moment, but considering most people are getting to level 30 now, we're making some good level 40 now, we're making some good progress in the level 30 raids. However, I feel like the level 30 raids, to 100% complete them, are mainly tuned for like level 45 players, because once you get to some of these kind of orange noded stuff and the big bosses, like, it just becomes insanely difficult. And as level 40, my strongest team is like 7,000 power rating at the moment, and as you can see, most of these enemies are like anywhere between 8.5 scaling up to 10,000 for some of the final bosses. And yeah, some like enemies like Yondu, like stacked Yondu, stacked Red Skull, stacked Nick Fury down there, so insanely insanely hard to deal with. But, you know, we're making some really good progress. We've got to the 75% in a lot of the level 30 raids, which is the kind of final bracket for the rewards threshold there. You'll see the rewards upgrade kind of the more your alliance can clear. But one of the really weird things about alliance raids, and this is some of the feedback that I want to send across to the developers, is that it actually ranks you based on, you know, how you've performed in comparison to your other alliance members in that raid. So the people that get in early, the people that can do a ton of fights, like, it's really easy to grab a lot of points. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. I'm interested to see how it shapes up when, you know, you get to level 45 and everybody has the potential of clearing some of the harder fights as well. But yeah, that's a little bit weird. But raids overall, they're quite fun, you know, pushing to see how far we can get in terms of an alliance. And you can also get some raid store stuff, raid orbs, which you can use to buy super rare character fragments, and blue gear orbs and purple gear orbs. So that's pretty cool stuff as well. And then you have additional content like challenges, which are essentially like daily quests that are really quick and easy to do. Once you've actually like progressed the challenges, you can auto complete and farm them, and they're super straightforward to deal with for the most part. So yeah, that's kind of a nice additional bundle of resources. And then in terms of content, so you've got your arena, you've got your challenges, you've got your campaign stuff, you've got the alliance raids, and also at level 45 alliance war unlocks. So yeah, there's quite a bit to do. And also, when you initially start the game as well, you'll have events for both Crossbones and Elektra, and I imagine as we get closer to launch, kind of more events are going to be added where you can, you know, scoop up additional rare characters and stuff like that. And there's also this mystery mode of gameplay, which says coming soon, so yeah, there's even more stuff in the works, so that's really cool. But in terms of, like, character acquisition in game, which is something that I guess I want to talk about, I'm actually really surprised about how generous, you know, at a very early stage of this game, how generous it's been, because you get a free orb once every 4 hours, and out of the free orbs, I've probably pulled about 5 or 6 fully formed characters. Like, you can get a really big chunk of shards. The most impressive thing that I've pulled from like a free orb just from logging in was Winter Soldier. Initially, I got 45 shards from him, so that felt amazing, because Winter Soldier at the moment is in my top 5 characters who've been playing so much Winter Soldier, and I think out of all the characters that I have now, I'm finding Winter Soldier is overall the best character, because he's got so much damage output, he's got so much health, like, he's a really good champion, but he's just a damage dealer. Also really love my Elektra. She's just an assassin character, really strong in assassination abilities. She's got stealth, and also a chance to revive when she is defeated. Then we got Spider-Man. I'm not too sure if Spider-Man's going to be too great moving forward, but one of the things that makes Spider-Man very valuable is he has a stun ability, and a lot of his attacks kind of, they cleave and chain on, so that's sometimes useful for popping off low health enemies. Then I got my 2 tanks. I've got Captain America and Luke Cage. So Captain America, he's kind of a hybrid, like, tank and support character. So as well as having a taunt ability, he also has a chance to apply defense up with his taunt to 100% to himself and the entire team. But Captain America has a lot of interesting kind of stuff that he does potentially with the Avengers in terms of, like, granting them ability energy so that they can use their special attacks faster. So I think Captain America, the more like upgraded resources for his ability levels you can pile into him, I think he's going to be very good when it gets to the later bit of the game. And that is the only money that I've spent on the game, which is buying the Captain America so far. So I've spent $10 on this game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm guilty of already being inclined to spend a little bit of money, but I was quite happy with the Captain America purchase. But I'm not very inclined to spend a huge amount of money on this game before release. So it was like one of those initial, like, Deadpool offers in Marvel Contest of Champions. So I was like, oh, we might as well pick it up, as it's, you know, a first 7-day exclusive. But then we have my favorite tank in the game. Luke Cage is so good in this game. It's ridiculous. Like, Luke Cage, he is just does doesn't have very much damage. He's the exact same in Marvel Contest of Champions, right? Insane durability, but doesn't really deal that much damage. But in this game, that is really, really valuable because you've got a lot of other characters that can hide behind Luke Cage with his Torn. Just has some really, really awesome health as well. Just over 7,000, which if you compare it to the Captain America, who's like 4.5k, like you'll see like how good that is. So yeah, I'm loving Luke Cage in this game. I think he's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, those are my top 5 characters. There's also so much potential with, you know, various like class and character synergies with a lot of the other characters. So yeah, I'm just interested to see, you know, as rosters grow and champions and strategy evolves, like which characters, you know, are going to be potentially useful in the future and which ones are pretty good. I've also got my Punisher up there. He's really hard hitting and has a lot of area of effect, but Punisher is a very, very flimsy champion. Crossbones, he's kind of a tank damage hybrid, so he's got a lot less health, a lot less durability, but he's got some alright damage as well. But I found, you know, with Elektra, Spider-Man, and Winter Soldier kind of putting in the work with the damage and being able to hide behind Captain America and Luke Cage, I just don't really need that Crossbones. Also got Nebula. Nebula's quite a nice damage dealing champion with some good cleave potential. Got Bullseye as well, very hard hitting single target character. Like, sort of apologies for the burp there. But yeah, Bullseye has fantastic single target damage, and if you can ramp up to his 3rd special ability, or use other characters that can potentially grant him ability energy, then yeah, you can just absolutely wreck opponents with Bullseye. So I think for certain stuff in the future, maybe like really big bosses, if you can hide Bullseye behind like some tanks, then he can be really, really good. But I value him. I value him less than Elektra and Winter Soldier at the moment, I would say. And then we have Hand Sorcerer, a really good healing champion. I value her a little bit more than Shield Medic. And then we just have loads of other characters. A lot of pawns that I've collected. I find the pawn characters, like, they all seem to be a bit inferior to, you know, the main Marvel heroes, and they definitely should be in games like this. So yeah, the pawn characters, they put in a little bit of work, and I think some of them, you know, they have interesting synergies with each other, like all the Kree characters and the Hydra and the S.H.I.E.L.D. ones. There can be some interesting stuff happening with those characters when you kind of rank them up and get more upgrades. So yeah, but right now, you know, I'm mainly more excited about the Marvel heroes and collecting those. So what other characters? There are so many characters in this game. You got Thor, you've got Hulk, you got Quake. Lots of like Hand Assassin, Hand Blade Master, Hydra Rifle Trooper, and also there are quite a few characters that you encounter in the quest, like Star-Lord and Groot and a few others that aren't even on this roster page yet. Also Doctor Strange is apparently in the game somewhere as well, but his shards aren't in the roster yet. Also got, what is it, Kingpin, Iron Fist, Yondu, some iconic characters there. I really like Yondu. I'd love to get my hands on a Yondu for sure. Then we got like Daredevil, Nobu as well, Black Widow, Jessica Jones. We got Drax, who is an amazing character by the look of it. Gamora, who also looks to have some insane potential. Iron Man and some sort of Avengers team looks to be pretty crazy as well. It looks like if you unite all the Avengers together, which could be pretty difficult because they're all very expensive characters in terms of the amount of shards that you need to find for them. But as you can see, even after a week of playing, like, pretty much free to play, apart from buying Captain America, like, you'll see, like, the shards, they're just racking up. We did really, really well in the 4 arena as well. The first one, we placed number 5, which gave us, like, 94 shards as well. So very close to fully formed that character. Gonna get Hulk from all the various achievements and stuff. So I've just been very impressed by, you know, how much progress I could make on this as like virtually a free-to-play player in the first week, but still there are tons more characters to collect. We got Hawkeye, we got Korath the Punisher, Nick Fury. Nick Fury I think might be the most overpowered character in the game. I've seen some crazy stuff from Nick Fury's, like he just seems to be able to like summon shield agents. Yeah, he can summon like 2 level 1 shield minions, and he can summon like 2 friggin' shield medics, which then can use their heal, which also can revive. Oh man, Nick Fury just seems incredibly overpowered. But overall, I just kind of wanted to express, you know, how 2 things, like how much I'm enjoying this game, how much potential this game has for the future. So I am just incredibly excited for this game to kind of head toward launch, because I feel like, you know, there's a lot they can do, and a lot of this game is probably going to be substantially different when it launches. matches, but hopefully it's going to be substantially different for the even better. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of this 1 week review of Marvel Strike Force. I think it has a lot of promise. I think it's a super fun game to play with a lot of, you know, iconic Marvel characters that they've kind of really nailed in terms of the design. And yeah, it's just got a really nice strategy element to it as well. So I like it. It's got me hooked, and it's very different from Marvel Contest of Champions. So I can understand why, you know, some Marvel Contest of Champions who like the very real-time element might not like the seat of the commander and the backseat strategy seat. But I think it's a really, really fun game to play regardless. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of Marvel Strike Force in the comments below. Apart from that, take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.